The suffragette movement was a powerful and determined fight for women's right to vote. Women wanted a say in how their country was run. They believed they deserved the same rights as men. This movement, spanning decades, changed the course of history. For years, women were denied basic rights. They couldn't vote, own property, or even control their own money. This injustice fueled the suffragettes' determination. They would not be silenced until they achieved equality. The movement was driven by courage and a refusal to back down. Women from all walks of life joined the fight. They faced opposition, ridicule, and even imprisonment, but their spirit remained unbroken. The suffragettes' story is one of resilience, sisterhood, and ultimately, triumph. Their struggle paved the way for women's rights worldwide. Their legacy continues to inspire generations to fight for equality and justice. The suffragette movement faced an uphill battle from the start. Women had been denied basic rights for centuries, and changing these deeply ingrained beliefs proved challenging. Early efforts focused on peaceful methods, such as petitions and public speeches. However, these tactics were largely ignored. Women realized they needed to be bolder to be heard. Opposition came from many quarters. Some argued that women were too emotional to vote responsibly. Others claimed that a woman's place was in the home, not in politics. The suffragettes refused to accept these limiting beliefs. Despite the challenges, these early pioneers laid the groundwork for future victories. They established organizations, raised awareness, and inspired others to join their cause. The fight for suffrage was far from over, but the movement was gaining momentum. No figure looms larger in the suffragette movement than Emmeline Pankhurst. A charismatic and uncompromising leader, she galvanized the movement with her fiery speeches and unwavering belief in women's equality. Emmeline, along with her daughters Christabel and Sylvia, founded the Women's Social and Political Union, WSPU. This organization adopted the motto, "Deeds, not words," signaling a shift towards more militant tactics. Under Emmeline's leadership, the WSPU organized marches, disrupted political meetings, and even resorted to property damage to draw attention to their cause. Emmeline's unwavering commitment to the cause, even in the face of imprisonment, inspired countless others to join the fight. The Pankhursts' dedication came at a personal cost. They faced arrest, imprisonment, and force-feeding during hunger strikes. Yet their sacrifices breathed new life into the movement, making it impossible for the government to ignore their demands. Section 4. Deeds, not words, making a statement. As the suffragette movement gained momentum, its tactics grew bolder. Realizing that peaceful protests were not yielding results, women took to the streets, demanding to be heard. Hunger strikes became a powerful tool of protest. Imprisoned suffragettes refused food, putting pressure on the government to address their demands. The authorities responded with force-feeding, a brutal practice that sparked public outrage. Property destruction became another tactic employed by some suffragettes. They smashed windows, set fire to buildings, and vandalized public property to make their voices heard. These actions, though controversial, succeeded in drawing attention to their cause. The suffragettes' willingness to risk their freedom and well-being for their beliefs demonstrated their unwavering commitment to equality. Their actions shocked the nation, forcing people to confront the injustice of denying women the right to vote. Section 5. Victory at last, the right to vote. After decades of struggle, the suffragettes finally achieved a major victory in 1918. The Representation of the People Act granted voting rights to women over 30 who met certain property qualifications. It was a momentous occasion, marking a significant step towards gender equality. This victory was bittersweet, as it did not grant suffrage to all women. However, it was a crucial turning point, acknowledging women's right to participate in the political process. The movement had finally gained mainstream recognition and support. The fight did not end there. Suffragettes continued to campaign for equal voting rights for all women, regardless of age or property ownership. Their efforts culminated in the Equal Franchise Act of 1928, which finally granted women equal voting rights with men. This victory was the culmination of years of tireless campaigning, sacrifice, and unwavering belief in women's rights. The suffragettes had finally achieved their goal, changing the face of British democracy forever. Section 6. A global movement inspiring change worldwide. The suffragette movement's impact extended far beyond the borders of Great Britain. Women around the world drew inspiration from their British counterparts, sparking similar movements for suffrage and equality. In the United States, women like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton had been fighting for suffrage for decades. The British movement's success provided a much-needed boost to their efforts, leading to the passage of the 19th Amendment in 1920, granting women the right to vote. From France to Germany, from Australia to Canada, women organized, campaigned, and demanded their rights. The suffragettes' message of equality resonated across cultures and continents, uniting women in a common cause. The global impact of the suffragette movement cannot be overstated. It shattered centuries-old barriers and paved the way for women's participation in all aspects of society. Their legacy continues to inspire generations to fight for a more just and equitable world. Section 7. Conclusion: A legacy of equality. The suffragette movement stands as a testament to the power of courage, determination, and unwavering belief in equality. These brave women challenged societal norms, faced imprisonment and ridicule, and ultimately triumphed, changing the course of history. Their victory was hard-won, achieved through decades of tireless campaigning, protest, and sacrifice. The suffragettes' legacy continues to inspire us today, reminding us that change is possible when people unite to fight for what is right. The movement's impact extends far beyond the right to vote. It paved the way for women's increased participation in all aspects of society, from education and employment to politics and leadership roles. The suffragette story is a reminder that the fight for equality is an ongoing process. While they achieved a significant victory, their struggle serves as a call to action for future generations to continue the fight for a more just and equitable world for all.